Go Young, good pass to the corner. Castillo will shoot a three and rip it. Drive inside, step through, put it up and in. Ramos, she's open. Good looking shot. She'll drive all the way to the basket, scoops it around and puts it up and in. All the way to the basket, two-handed slam.
You just watched an exciting game brought to you by the students and staff of Lubbock ISD TV. But now, let's turn our focus onto the second game of the night in this thriller doubleheader as the Monterey boys host Lubbock High. Welcome in and back into the Sports Connection presented by Lubbock ISD TV on Fox 34 News Now. I'm Devin Ward, a teacher at Lubbock ISD TV. And without further ado, let's bring in our tip-off team for tonight's game. We got Gabe Ife, a senior from Lubbock High down on the end. And then Justin Perez, a junior from Monterey, a guy that you most likely could see playing tonight for the Plainsmen. Guys, in football, this is a big game. They play for the Spurs. It's obviously a huge rival. Does that rivalry carry over onto the basketball court?
I'd say so.
You know, there isn't a trophy for this game, but it's definitely one we should get excited about. Super motivated to play. Now, before we dive into tonight's game, let's take a look at the Lubbock ISD boys basketball records. And we start with the two teams that we aren't broadcasting tonight. The Estacado Matadors are 17-8 and picked up a huge 108-38 win on our Lubbock ISD TV broadcast last Tuesday over San Angelo Lakeview, and they look to carry that momentum from that big win to tonight when they visit Levelland.
And over on 34th Street, the Coronado Mustangs are 12-11, and they had to postpone their game on Tuesday against Abilene Cooper because of COVID protocols. Both Lubbock ISD and Abilene ISD athletic departments worked hard to find an agreement to the next available playing date and were able to schedule a game on Saturday at noon in Abilene. But for tonight, Coach Mims and the Mustangs face off against Lubbock Cooper at home.
Now, to the teams of tonight, Monterey and Lubbock High.
JP, do you want to handle Monterey and I handle Lubbock High?
Sure thing.
All right, the Lubbock High Westerners are 11-13 on the season and are 0-2 in district play, but have been battling hard in those games, and they look to crack the district win column tonight when they visit Monterey. And I think a key to victory for them is to stay within themselves. They can't turn the ball over, and I think if they play their gritty style of basketball, they can get in that win column tonight. But I know, JP, your team will be very well prepared and know the ins and outs of the Westerners. What is the scouting report for tonight?
You know, Gabe, we are going to be coming into this game looking to limit as much turnovers and limit as much offensive rebounds, you know, just prevent their way of getting any scores and just get open on our side of the football so that we can get open shots, and that's pretty much it.
Wow, really great stuff, JP. Now let's turn the focus onto the Monterey Plainsmen.
Sounds good. My squad is currently 13-10 on the season and running a 4-game winning streak where we are tied for first in district with a 2-0 record. You know, Gabe, we played a tough non-district schedule, playing in some big-time tournaments, and I feel like we are seeing the benefits of that because we are battle-tested and have seen a lot of things thrown at us already, especially in this season.
I can for sure see the benefits of that. Now this season, both of these head schools hired new head coaches, and so tonight, you can say one of the storylines is the battle of the first-year head coaches. Let's start with Lubbock High. Back in April of 2021, Coach Reggie Gibbs was announced as the new Lubbock High basketball head coach. Coach Gibbs has deep Lubbock roots as he graduated from Estacado and Texas Tech and has tons of coaching experience where he led multiple programs for 13 seasons, making the playoffs in 10 of those years, highlighted by a state semifinals trip in 2013 at Royale.
Great report there, Gabe. Now let's take a look at the Monterey head coach and alum, Josh Davis. Coach Davis was promoted to his new title back in late May, and he has extensive coaching experience at the high school level. He has served as an assistant head basketball coach for Monterey for 6 seasons and has also served as an assistant coach in baseball, football, and track. He joined the Monterey athletic staff in 2013. But Gabe, here's the stat of the day. In addition to his coaching duties, Coach Davis is certified to teach some math.
Hey, there we go. Now, we have looked at the team's records and head coaches, but what about players to watch? Let's send it back over to Mr. Ward.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. Once again, it was hard to tame stats for tonight's game, but after watching some film on the teams, I was able to get some names that you need to know heading into tonight. We're going to start with the visiting team, the Lubbock High Westerners. Their go-to guy on the offensive end is Braden Gibbs. Against Abilene Cooper, he led the team with 17 points. And as a 6'1" guard, can really make a difference on the floor. Another name you need to know is Chris Morales. Morales is another senior guard and another guy that can get double-digit points on any given night. A lot of experience with those two guys. The only thing that concerns me about Lubbock High is that there are some games where they can make tons of shots, but then there are some games where they go 9 of 13 from the floor. And so they need to be consistent tonight if they want to steal a win on the road. Now let's dive into Monterey, and JP, correct me, all right, if you think I'm wrong, all right? You got this?
I will.
All right, I think they're a super balanced team, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Monterey is a fast-paced style of offense that loves to get up and down the floor, and if the Plainsmen find their rhythm, you better watch out. Names you need to know, Nico Young and Aiden Castillo. But they are not the only names you need to know, because this team is loaded with good shooters, a veteran presence, and tons of weapons at Coach Davis's disposal. Did I get that again, JP?
Yes, sir, you did.
Loving it. I think a key tonight for Lubbock High is not to give the Plainsmen any breathing room. They need to play some suffocating defense. They need to run the Plainsmen off of the three-point line and make them earn every shot. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Wood. That was great. And we have seen a lot of teams try to do that. And so those are some good keys for Lubbock High.
There you go. Finally, let's talk about social media. Just like we said in our last show, if you're watching the game tonight, you should follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
You know, Gabe, it's crazy to think this entire basketball game, besides the announcers, were student-led production. Cameras, graphics, you name it. Students were working it.
That is true. So let us know what you think of the broadcast by tweeting at us at Lubbock ISD TV.
Yeah, I think this is a good idea. Don't you, Mr. Ward?
Yeah, I agree 100%. They're working it. We'd love to interact with you, every one of us, on our social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And that's going to do it for us on this edition of the Sports Connection. We really hope you enjoyed this show, and we hope you enjoy the call of the game. As David Thetford and Coach Randy Dean are getting ready for that call, it's a district doozy, a battle taking place on 50th Street. That's next on Fox 34 News Now.